Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Green. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Green is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview Sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
Welcome to the podcast. This is your host, Seth Green. Today I have the good fortune to be joined by Kevin Guttman of ReverseMortgageRevolution.com. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Seth.
It is our pleasure. Let's go back in time. I know you weren't always in the reverse mortgage business. How did you get started?
You know, it's interesting. I grew up around real estate in California. My parents were realtors and investors. And I remember even as a little guy, my dad used to take me around to look at houses and just talk to me about real estate. The conversation around our dinner table every night was about the different people they were helping. So real estate's kind of in my blood.
Okay, awesome. And then there's obviously lots of different areas of real estate you could be involved in. Why reverse mortgages?
Good question. So in 2004, I started as a mortgage originator. And then in 2014, I decided I wanted to focus on reverse mortgages because I saw baby boomers were retiring at 10,000 people a day. This was the first generation that had to fund their own retirement. They had a ton of home equity, but perhaps hadn't funded their retirement as well as they had hoped. They were going to live longer than their previous generations and such. So I just saw it as a way to really help that population.
Awesome. And there's obviously tons of companies that will offer reverse mortgages. How did you choose the one you're affiliated with?
So I made a switch to Fairway in 2014, and there were several things I liked about it. One, we sell direct to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Ginnie Mae, which means less documentation we need to receive from the borrower. Also means we have a very strong balance sheet. I like the name Fairway. It's founded to do things the fair way for people. I like the fact that we're very friendly and generous to wounded warriors, for example. We've given away, I think, 30 houses from donations from employees, mortgage-free. I just really like the culture. I like the people. And it's a great company. I mean, we've grown every year since I've been here. In fact, we've doubled almost every year since I've been here. Closed $17 billion in loans in 2016. We're a top 9 mortgage company in the country, top 13 out of 100 reverse mortgage company in the country. So it's an amazing, amazing company.
That is an absolutely incredible history that they've got there. What do you like best about what you do?
I think it's just so rewarding when you sit with a senior couple or a senior, maybe a widow even, and you know they're at the point of their life where they really can't afford a mistake. And so just to educate them about how reverse mortgage can help them and to give them some options and to show them how it can solve their cash flow problem perhaps, or accomplish a dream they have, or help them leave a legacy, or help fund insurance or medical situations or problems or challenges they have. It's just very rewarding every day to be able to make a difference for people.
That is beautiful. Now, I know you've written a book of case study examples of people who have gone through this process. Talk a little bit about that.
So, you know, there's so many ways a reverse mortgage can help people. And this is a loan that's overseen by HUD and the FHA, which is the Federal Housing Authority. And so I wrote a book just to show people the many uses that a reverse mortgage can have. So it's called The Swiss Army Knife of Retirement Planning, Stories that Offer Hope, Peace of Mind, and Financial Certainty. And it's just stories of how people have used reverse mortgages to improve their life and to give them all of that, hope, peace of mind, financial certainty. Quick story. I closed a loan for a gal a couple months back, and she said, well, do you know what this has done for me? And I mean, I thought I knew it eliminated her mortgage payment, but I said, well, no, tell me. And she said, well, now I can sleep at night. I don't have to worry about money. I don't have to worry about, I'm not going to be stressed out about money anymore. You've taken that pressure off of me. So those are the kind of things that just, warm your heart and make it worthwhile.
That is absolutely amazing. But why, why write a book about it?
Good question. There's so much misinformation and myths out there about reverse mortgages. And so this is a way to just kind of educate people through story to say, it may not be what you think it is, and you may not know what you don't know. So here's a way to just explain how reverse mortgage can positively impact people. By the way, the government changed some laws a couple years ago to make it more attractive for seniors, whereas before it maybe was a loan of last resort. Now we're seeing even wealthy individuals take advantage of this to put their equity to work for them. So there's been some great changes made, and there's some things on the horizon that are going to even make it better for seniors.
That is awesome. You talk about misconceptions. What are some of the most common misconceptions about a reverse mortgage? I know you talked about how even wealthy people are using it. What are some of the most common things you hear as to why people don't do it?
I think the biggest thing I hear is that you're going to lose your house, that somehow you lose title to your house, and that's not true. The homeowner always maintains title to their home. Of course, it needs to be said that with a reverse mortgage, they still have to pay the property taxes, homeowners insurance, maintain the home, etc. But that's what they do now anyway, so it's nothing different. Another misconception is that they're somehow going to owe the money even if they get over leveraged. In other words, if they owe more at the end when they move out or sell the home, they or their heirs are going to owe that money. The beautiful thing about a reverse mortgage is the house owes the money, not a person, not the homeowner, not the heirs. It's called a non-recourse loan. And even if they do end up underwater, which is a remote possibility, but unlikely, but it could happen. Even if that were to happen, every reverse mortgage under FHA comes with mortgage insurance. So at the end, let's say they live to be 100 and they owe more than the house is worth, they just hand the keys back to HUD or FHA. They walk away, or their heirs walk away without any obligation that they owe because of this non-recourse loan.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a great solution, and I'm guessing lots of people do have that misconception that they're worried about losing the house or worried that their kids won't get it or something like that. What is your biggest challenge right now in terms of getting the word out to the marketplace that this is really an amazing opportunity for them?
Good question. Reverse mortgages, a lot of the business comes through financial planners. Financial planners are the ones that sit with people and know their financial history, what it looks like going forward. Are they going to have enough money in retirement? So a lot of what we do is we do seminars for financial planners as well as potential clients, just to help them see that this could be another pillar that they can draw on with home equity. I'll give you a quick example. When we do our seminars, we talk about 3 buckets. The first bucket is the income bucket. The second bucket is the asset or investment bucket. And the third bucket is home equity. We encourage people to consider using the home equity bucket first. And if they do, it allows more time for bucket 2, the assets and investments, to grow. And bucket 1, i.e. if they delay Social Security, they get even more money, as you know.
Absolutely. What is it that, you talked about the amazing growth at Fairway that you're a part of. What do you think it is about Fairway that differentiates them from so many of the other mortgage companies?
I think it's the culture. When I was looking to make a change a few years ago, in 2014, I looked at a dozen different companies. I was coming from a bank which had very tight underwriting, antiquated systems, and I really wanted to work at a mortgage company, and I wanted to go someplace to work where it was fun, and that's one of our core values, is to have fun. And so I narrowed it down to 2 companies, and I actually left more money on the table to go with Fairway just because the culture is just amazing. I'll give you a quick example. One of our core values is speed to respond. And we're one of the few companies that can actually close a mortgage in 30 days on a purchase. and most companies are 45 days or more. So it's those kinds of things that we do that just set us apart to where we really are one of the leaders in the mortgage industry, and I'm very happy to be affiliated with such a quality company as Fairway.
That is
Another thing that's important to know, a few years ago, maybe 2015, end of 2015, our CEO was being approached to sell to a venture capitalist firm. And he said, well, if I'm going to sell Fairway, I'm going to sell it to the people who built the company. And so that's happening. He's in the process of selling the company to the employees. So imagine, I'm a minority owner, right? A very minority owner. But the point is, all of us now have a stake in the game to where we really want to do the best we can for people just because we are part owners of the company. And so I think that has made a difference too, just to up our game a little bit and just do the right thing for people all the time and make sure that they're happy and satisfied, so they'll refer people to us, because I have a referral business. I work by referral.
That is awesome. And obviously as an owner, it certainly gives you a different mindset than as just, let's say, a W-2 employee. Correct. What else do you want to share about what you're doing, or what that I didn't think to ask you?
I always say this: mortgage companies and loan officers aren't created equal. And, it's a very competitive space. And for Fairway to be around since 1996, been through the financial crisis of 2008, come out of that stronger. I think it speaks a lot about Fairway. I think what people need to look at when they get a reverse mortgage, they need to ask themselves 4 questions, in my opinion. Is this the right product? In other words, is this product going to do what I need it to do? Is this the right time? And the research shows from Boston College and Texas A&M, the people that research these kind of things, the gist of that is the sooner somebody can take one, the better. Age 62 is the earliest somebody can take one. Let me give you a quick example why somebody would want to take it early. A reverse mortgage can come with a line of credit. And it's kind of like investing. You have a financial planning background. You always used to tell people start investing in their 20s so that when they're in their 60s, they've got a 40-year history of that in those investments, the growth of those investments. Same thing with a line of credit. This line of credit grows compound interest 5% or more a year. So you want to get that line of credit working for you as soon as you can. So sooner is better than later. The third thing is Fairway the right company? Do you feel comfortable working with Fairway and who they are and their values and their history and their reputation and such? And then am I the right person? Am I the right reverse mortgage planner that you want to work with? Because, this is a complicated transaction. And I always tell people, I said, look, you need to understand it and feel like this is the right thing for you to do. We never pressure people. We just give them the different options and let them make their own decision.
Awesome. No selling, just telling. That's what it's all about, right? Education.
Yes. And this is a big education piece because, and that's why we have a lot of videos on our website. We wrote a book, etc., because we really want people to understand a product and how it can help them.
Awesome. And then if someone watching this or listening to this is interested in talking about a reverse mortgage, you're state specific, right? The way you're licensed?
Yeah, good question. I can originate loans in Colorado. However, Fairway has a network in all 50 states. We're the only company in the country that you can sit down face-to-face, either in our office or in your home, across from the desk or in your living room, and talk with a reverse mortgage planner and get your questions answered. You don't have to do it by phone or whatever. A lot of times seniors tell me, yeah, I did some research online, but when I decided to do it, I wanted to sit down with somebody and look them eye to eye.
Right.
So we actually have people in all 50 states. We can do that.
Okay. So for our folks watching this, listening to this, interested in seeing how potentially a reverse mortgage could work for them, we'll send them to reversemortgagerevolution.com. On there, not only you have written an incredible information guide, Betty's Story, a prudent senior citizen's guide to a reverse mortgage. And then as your book gets published and comes out, it'll be up there as well, I'm sure.
Absolutely. And we offer a free chapter of the book for somebody that wants to get more information. They can go on there and get a free chapter. So I encourage people to take advantage of that.
Okay, awesome. We've been here with Kevin Guttman of Reverse Mortgage Revolution. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Seth. I sure enjoyed it.
Thanks so much for listening to this special productivity series of the Direct Response Marketing Podcast. I've interviewed hundreds of the most successful entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and CEOs all over the world, and I want to share with you one of the biggest ways I've discovered to triple your productivity that I've learned from these amazing people. Even better, I'll pay you $500 to test drive it. Just go to takethe500challenge.com. That's www.takethe500challenge.com to learn more. Thanks so much for listening.
This show has been produced by Market Domination LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.